Shadow Nidoqueen tanks the Dark Pulse. We're going to farm up, throw 4 poison jabs and the Stone Edge for optimal fast move timing. Does the opponent respect the damage? The Flying Umbreon gets rock deep into the red Nidoqueen, gets the poison jab farm down. The opponent sends out Toxapex. Toxapex, incredibly thick. Surely if we're running Stone Edge, we must have Poison Fang. There's nothing to fear. Wild Trainer, surprise. Welcome back to the home of Shadow Pokemon. Buckle up, because today you are in for a roller coaster of emotions with booms going off left, right and centre. For those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you'll know I do not like to bait. And today's battle submission from Akchillywilly has taken that to the next level. We're running Shadow Nidoqueen. With no Poison Fang, we have got Stone Edge and Earth Power. Then we've got Shadow Alolan Marowak. No Bone Club, because let's not kid ourselves. Bone Club is a trash move. We're going to have Shadow Bone and Fire Blast, rounding the team off. In the lead, we're going to have the absolute epitome of a glass cannon, Shadow Shiftry. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, we lead Shadow Shiftry into Mandibuzz. Yikes. The opponent is running Snarl, so at least we do resist that. Akchillywilly farms up, looks to catch the Aerial Ace onto Nidoqueen. We're unsuccessful. The opponent safe switches into Toxicroak. Toxicroak going to strike first with the Mud Bomb. We are going to respect it with a Protect Shield. Toxicroak, if you don't know, we have no bait move. The question is, does the opponent respect the damage? The opponent looks to call the Fang. They get absolutely wrecked. Come on, trainer, send back out Mandibuzz. Out it comes. Unfortunately for you, Mandibuzz, you hit like a wet noodle. We easily tank the foul play, and we're farming up, and we're throwing the Stone Edge. The question is, do you respect the damage? Surely not 2 for 2. Mandibuzz gets rock deep into the red Nidoqueen, absolutely popping off in game number 1. Akchillywilly sends back out his loaded Shiftry, looks to throw the Leaf Blade on the CMP tie to deny Mandibuzz of its energy. The opponent catches the Leaf Blade onto Nidoqueen. They invest a Protect Shield. It's now Marowak versus Nidoqueen in the ones. This is the bait game. AK thinking about calling it last second. He commits a beautiful Protect Shield on the Earth Power, and that is going to be game, set and match. AWAC, a Pokemon's on it, calls the GOAT, now going to be able to outpace their back-to-back Shadow Bones. The first one forces the final Protect Shield, and the second one's going to vanquish Nidoqueen back to their Pokeball. Mandibuzz comes back out, fires off a charge move, but it's going to be too little too late. We survived the foul play, Simon KO, and we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Shiftry into the Sandcastle. You couldn't ask for a better lead. The opponent is staying in. We need to be mindful of the catch, and just as I say it, we throw on alignment and the opponent does make a catch. Akchillywilly, undeterred, pivots into his Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen looking pretty comfortable in this matchup. We can tank any one move, and Guzzlord is rapidly running out of HP. We tank the Dragon Claw. We farm up, throw the Earth Power. Earth Power will be securing the knockout. However, Nidoqueen is possibly in Mudshot farm down range. Do we make the Earth Power? Oh, brutal. The opponent gets a huge farm down. However, this energy isn't going to go all that far into Shiftry. Shiftry does tank both charge moves, but my god, Shiftry made of paper. That Scorching Sand did a lot of resisted damage. AK forced to shield the second one. Akchillywilly again farms up and again throws on alignment. This is why you really need to throw at odd numbers 2 turn into 3 turn. Firstly, it minimises the amount of free energy you get, and secondly, it throws in the middle of the fast move, preventing any catch. However, Akchillywilly still in the driver's seat. The resisted Leaf Blade put this Toxicroak into a range where we can get the full Fire Spin farm down. Back out comes the Sandcastle this time. We do throw on an odd number to only give away 1 free turn. The first Shadow Bone forces the first Protect Shield. Marowak forces the second. Then even if the opponent commits to the full Mudshot farm down, Shiftry's only 1 Snarl off a charge move. We sneak the Snarl, and that is going to knock out. Even if it didn't knock out, we'd now have the Leaf Blade and would win CMP. Some main points to note: if you're using the 3 turn move into a 2 turn move, you want to throw on odd numbers. And I'm sure you're all bored of me saying it. If you're using the 2 turn into a 3 turn, it's 1, 4 or 7, or even 10 if you're getting really fancy and wanting to farm up 1 bazillion energy. Heading into the next one, Shiftry into Crustle. My god, look at the smackdown damage. Looks like the opponent going for the full Smackdown farm down, and they might regret that, as my god, look at the damage output from Shiftry. We then see their pivot into Nidoqueen, saving Shiftry as a potential third shield. We tank the Rock Slide. The opponent now sends out Greninja. However, Greninja with only 1 Protect Shield too high beyond, we're going to shield up the obvious Night Slash bait. Akchillywilly then throws 1 Poison Jab, fires off the Earth Power. Does this opponent respect the damage? Yes, they do. The opponent now all shields down. The opponent looking for the full Water Streak and farm down, and they get it. Akchillywilly waiting out his clock. We send in Shiftry, calling the opponent's going to spam the charge move, and that is exactly what they do. Night Slash secures the knockout. In comes Marowak. Marowak going for the one shield and farm down. Tell me there's something we can fire blast in the back, please. Come on. The opponent still got Crustal and whatever's in the back. The opponent sends out Araquanid. Please don't let them catch. The opponent going to fire off the bubble beam, which is going to be super annoying as we are now going to be debuffed and we cannot reset that debuff. The opponent pivot out into Crustal. We hold our energy and we're full sending the fire blast. This is now one stage debuffed. How much damage does it do? Well, that's pretty disappointing, I'll be honest. Despite the big disappointment on the Fire Blast boom, Akchillywilly makes the Shadow Bone, and that's going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Shiftry into Runerigus. Very nice lead. The opponent staying in. I imagine they're again going to attempt to catch. Let's see if we hold our energy. The opponent going to fire off the Sand Tomb, lowering our defense. The opponent now pivots out into Wormadam Trash. For some reason, we fire off the resisted Leaf Blade. I'm not sure on that play, however, we then bank a Leaf Blade and send out Marowak. The Fire Spin's hitting this Bug Steel type in the double super effective, and AWAC resist all charge moves. Holy smokes, just as I say that, the opponent running Psybeam. Psybeam is such a shit move, but at least it did it as for neutral. Which is actually advantageous for us, because the incoming Wireless has now got minimal farm. We fire off the first Shadow Bone. Marowak at the back-to-back. 2 Shadow Bones, don't do too much, but we do actually force a Protect Shield. Akchillywilly looking very comfortable as we have a 2-to-1 shield advantage and we have alignment. We invest the protection on the potential Dark Pulse, the opponent full sends, we then see the pivot, back into Runerigus, and here comes Shiftry. Akchillywilly going for an undercharge in case the opponent looks not to shield. They do burn their final shield. This is just a Sand Tomb. We see the instant no shield. Sand Tomb does absolutely nothing despite us being made of paper. We then overfarm beautifully. We're now at the back-to-back Leaf Blade. This Leaf Blade will hit Runerigus for super effective, vanquish them back to their Pokeball, back out. Comes Wireless. This Leaf Blade is resisted. But Shiftry doesn't care about type-ins. The opponent gets nearly taken out and then concede the match. GG's, and thanks for playing. Yet another Wireless. What the heck is going on? Carbink is absolutely everywhere and we're seeing loads and loads of Wireless. Go figure. As we're ABA weak to Wireless, we're opting to stay, and you can see Shiftry puts in a lot of work. Despite only hitting for resisted the entirety of the time, we hit so hard that 2 Leaf Blades nearly knock out. We then see the pivot into Marowak, which also doesn't have a great matchup. However, Marowak goes straight for the Shadow Bone. Shadow Bone forces a Protect Shield. Look at the Dragon Breath. We're already down to around a 3rd health. Looks like we're just going to completely sack Marowak. The opponent actually fire off the Body Slam. They realise it's a misplay and then opt to throw Body Slam number 2. The opposing Wireless has managed to take out 1.5 our Pokemon. Akchillywilly waits out his clock, and it's Shadow Nidoqueen time. In comes Queen. We get the Poison Jab farm down. We've got a running start, and we're only running nukes. Oh no, the opponent sends out Shadow Golbat. There's no shot. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Get wrecked, trainer. The opponent's got their own Nidoqueen in the back. Akchillywilly unable to bait, so you know we're full sending. Surely the opponent calls this. No, they shield up the Earth Power. Akchillywilly with 1 Protect Shield, 2 hide behind, and we're looking to call the bait. And the opponent also isn't baiting. It's now all down to Shiftry. The opponent already at the Poison Fang. We burn the final shield. We need to 1 and throw here. We opt to throw immediately. I think you've always got a 1 and throw as we definitely survive. 2 more jabs. We fire off the Leaf Blade. It doesn't get the job done. Nidoqueen gets the Poison Jab farm down, and unfortunately we take a loss. Moving on to the next one. We see Mandibuzz in the lead. Not fantastic as we are ABA weak. We switch out into our only real counter of Nidoqueen. The opponent stay in. Fire off the Dark Pulse. The opponent continued to stay in. We throw 4 Poison Jabs for optimal fast move timing, and we're sending the Stone Edge. Stone Edge rocks Mandibuzz deep into the red. Shadow Queen then able to get the Poison Jab farm down before the next charge move. Oh, hello Toxapex. Big bad Toxapex probably thinks at worst this is a Stone Edge. Well, surprised. Our Shadow Queen's only running nukes. Earth Power nearly one-shots. Big bad bulky Toxapex. Let's fucking go. Nidoqueen makes 1 more Earth Power. There's no point in shielding his Toxapex. It's almost out of HP. The opponent's final Pokemon is a 2-shield Golbat. We send out Shiftry, and I think we're essentially going to sack it. The opponent fires off the Poison Fang. We get 1 shot. And it's now all about how big is Akchillywilly's Gahonas, as this is the bait game. Is the opponent going to nuke us? Are they going to Poison Fang us? Akchillywilly instantly respects the Shadow Ball. The opponent goes for the Poison Fang bait, in the process killing a poor defenseless cat. Akchillywilly still with 1 Protect Shield, 2 high behind, and the opponent is rapidly running out of HP. The opponent bait again. Akchillywilly looking for the fast move beatdown. The opponent throws yet another Fang. Marowak gets the farm down, and we take the dub. No master baiting, gonna be saving that opponent. In the next battle, we got some Shadow on Shadow crime, grass on grass action. Wonmon is a fast move beatdown artist, and Shiftry is the king of charge move pressure. We're going for a risky bait, and the opponent calls it. Vix always loved to shield, but this savage isn't shielding. However, we fire off the next Leaf Blade. The next Leaf Blade does force the protection. We look to snipe with Marowak. The opponent does fire off a charge move. That fire spin that did go through will be secure on the knockout. Down goes Vic. The opponent now send out the Toxic Nipple, aka Toxapex. This isn't actually the worst matchup for Marowak. Our fire spins are resisted, but likewise, we resist the opponent's poison jabs. We land the first Shadow Bone. Marowak able to make Shadow Bone number 2. And this Toxapex already in the red, and it's CMP. We also get the defense drop. Okay, we're cooking. The opponent goes to the undercharge, enabling them to get 1 extra poison jab. Akchillywilly waits out his clock. We send in Nidoqueen. It looks like we're looking for the catch and stay in school, kids. Learn to count. What a play. Shiftry used as the third shield. The resisted Brine does take us out. The opponent sends out Jellicent. Usually Jellicent has a good matchup, however not down shields. Of course, Akchillywilly full sends the Earth Power, which lands for huge damage. The opponent gonna fire off Surf, but we still have 2 Protect Shields, 2 high behind. The opponent also has 1 Protect Shield. Where do they use it? Akchillywilly farms up. Full sends another Earth Power. Does the opponent give up that final Protect Shield? No, they don't. And that is going to seal their fate. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Shiftry into Charger Bug. The Volt Switches are resisted, but we certainly do not fancy tanking an X-Scissor. So stay in school, kids. Learn to count. We've got 2 things in the back that do resist Bug. We switch out, catching the X-Scissor onto Alolan Marowak. In the process, drawing out Azam Bomberill. Shout out to one of the OGs, Shrady. Great to see you streaming again, buddy. I hope we're back with some more regular content. However, getting back into the commentary, we tank the Ice Beam. Alolan Marowak, despite unfavourable typing, not too bad in this matchup, as the opponent does need to Hydro Pump to hit us for any meaningful damage. We tank the Ice Beam like an absolute boss and return fire with a back-to-back Shadow Bone, getting this Azumarill deep into the red. Do we fire off on CMP or do we look for the Snarl farm down? I like this play. It looks like the 1 shield and farm down. The Snarls are going to be resisted, but Azumarill so slow to charge. Do we get there? Yes, we do. And we leave at 100 energy. The opponent sends out Toxicroak to operate as the damage bronze. They do resist all of our charges. However, Shiftry hits incredibly hard. The first Leaf Blade does almost half the HP. Shiftry says there's plenty more of where that come from. The second Leaf Blade forces protection. We see the pivot into Queen. Queen gonna invest a Protect Shield on the Mud Bomb. Can we farm down in 6? Holy smokes, perfect farm down. The opponent dies at the charge move and instantly concede the match. Great commitment. In the next battle, target has been acquired. The opponent safe switches into Crostal and we're firing off the Leaf Blade, looking to force a Protect Shield. The opponent actually chooses not to shield, and to be honest, that also works for us, as Nidoqueen can come in, get the Poison Jab farm down. The opponent can throw whatever they like. They throw the Rock Blast, which does absolutely nothing, and Nidoqueen has a huge running start. If Greninja does return, it's in for a pretty rough time of it. Out comes Greninja. We throw 4 Poison Jabs and the Earth Power for optimal fast move timing. Greninjas always shield, and of course this opponent also shields. The opponent looks for the Water Shriek and farm down, and that is a huge misplay, as Nidoqueen able to make Earth Power number 2. The opponent invests both Protect Shields. We send out Shiftry. Shiftry can tank absolutely anything. The opponent full send the Hydro Cannon, and to be honest, that did a lot more than I was expecting. The opponent then make a great catch. What have they caught this Leaf Blade on? On a Beedrill, a double resisted catch. Very nice trainer. But what isn't very nice for you is Alolan Marowak. Look at the oppressive fire spins. We're obviously going to respect the drill run. We're going to get the full fire spin farm down, leave at a charge move. Greninja will be winning the CMP tie. However, it really doesn't matter, as we still have a Protect Shield tied behind. We shield up the Night Slash return fire with the Shadow Bone, which is resisted, but still going to be more than enough to secure the dub. GG's, and thanks for playing. Keeping things rolling, in the next battle, we lead Shadow Shiftry into Clefable. That's a yikes if I ever did see one. 2 better response to the back. We say switch into Marowak. The opponent sends out Shadow Nidoqueen. Hello trainer? They just top left. I don't know, we're going to move swiftly on though. Galve. Not the best lead, not the worst to be honest. I was expecting a lunge catch. We've got two things in the back that do resist bug. However, we actually play to a CMP tie that we do not win. Shout out Home Slice Henry for that quote. And we're firing off the bait. We successfully bait and then we see the pivot into Nidoqueen. Holy shit, what is that? The opponent sends out GALORE and they are tearing for us with the oppressive Mud Slap. We fire off the Earth Power, forcing the final Protect Shield. The opponent gets the full Mud Slap farm down, and this is very tricky. GALORE does have access to Dynamic Punch. We send in Shiftry. Are we going to call it? AK, you might have a Akchillywilly, but oh my gosh, you've got some big balls. We call the bait, land the Leaf Blade, going to be vanquishing them back to the Pokeball. Out comes Golbat, looks for the wing attack, farm down, but Shiftry still not done, makes the foul play, and foul play going to land for huge neutral damage. It's now one shield Marowak versus the Wild. We're calling another bait, and the opponent baits again. Bait once, bait twice, and AK does not shield baits in his household. We're going to shield up the next Poison Fang commit to the Fire Spin farm down. The opponent actually pivot out into Galvantula, but it's going to be high Galv, bye Galv. Get wrecked, back out, comes Golbat, we Fire Spin farm down, and AK Akchillywilly displays balls of steel to pick up a huge dub. GG's. Yet another Zweilous lead. You algorithm believers, rise up because this is looking dreadful. However, things are looking more promising. The opponent safe switches into Toxapex, and the question as always is going to be, does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. Get wrecked, Toxapex. AK Akchillywilly able to fire off Earth Power number 2 on the CMP tie, and the opponent just completely sacked that stupid toxic nipple. The opponent now sends in Drapion. Drapion goes straight for the Aqua Tail. Nidoqueen has done its job, and we are going to elect to let it go down. Nidoqueen actually survives. The poison things are triple resisted. Nidoqueen makes one further Earth Power. Surely the opponent finally shields. They do not. Trainer, what are you saving them shields for? It's as if the opponent knows just how incredibly weak we are to Zweilous. We send back out Shiftry. I see you, AK. What a savage body slam catch. We catch the double resisted move back onto Marowak. This is still very playable. The opponent going straight body slam. AK Akchillywilly has 2 Protect Shields and he's going to start investing them. Despite it being double resisted, we do need to save HP. Marowak farms up, fires off the Shadow Bone. Show me the debuff. Do we get it? Of course we don't. AK Akchillywilly farms up, looks to throw the Shadow Bone, however we lose CMP. This is only a body slam. Marowak shrugs off the damage, reaches the Shadow Bone. Shadow Bone should be forcing the final Protect Shield. The opponent actually elects to let it go down, knowing Shiftry has a charge move. Beautifully done. Moving on to the next one. We see another charger bug, which apparently is a 9-volt battery. Shout out to Ledson in my Discord, who did tell me that. I was thinking it was a toaster, but what the fuck do I know? We attempt to catch the X-Scissor onto Nidoqueen. We're unsuccessful, but the opponent actually elect to throw an X-Scissor at Nidoqueen anyway, and then they stay in. How weak are you to Poison Trainer? The opponent actually has Crunch, which does land for decent neutral damage. The opponent then pivot out into Toxicroak. We full send the Earth Power, and the opponent does commit that Protect Shield. However, luckily for us, we do get the defense drop. Toxicroak's already pretty frail with a defense drop. My god, look at the fire spins. This Toxicroak is absolutely loaded. AK Akchillywilly gonna shield up the Mud Bomb. We're gonna look to throw the Shadow Bone ASAP, looking to get rid of this Toxicroak. Get this thing out of here. The opponent has other ideas. Invest that final Protect Shield. We get yet another defense drop. AK Akchillywilly having very favourable luck with RNG. The opponent pivot out to reset their debuff, sending back out Charger Bug. AK Akchillywilly invests his final Protect Shield. We bank the charge move, pivot out into Shiftry. We fire off one further Snarl. Throw the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade will be secure in the knockout. If Toxicroak does return, that also in Leaf Blade range. The opponent thinking about what to come in with. The opponent send out Toxicroak and then concede the match. Trainer, what did you have in the back? We're never going to know. However, this is a great lead. What's even better is the fact that GALORE is staying in. The opponent attempt to catch a charge move. We hold our energy. We're actually building up to the back-to-back Leaf Blades, and we're going to start unleashing them. The first Leaf Blade lands on Zweilous. We then see the pivot into Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen can tank any one move, and there's 0 point in shielding, as we don't want to give that GALORE any free farm. When it does return, Nidoqueen farms up, throws the Earth Power. Earth Power will knock out or force a shield. The opponent lets it go, and look how low we've got. A great play from AK. The opponent actually choose to send out Toxapex, and a 2-shield Toxapex is going to be a problem. It looks like AK Akchillywilly definitely agrees with me, and he says, not for me, we're going to move swiftly on. Shiftry into Greninja, great lead. Shiftry is going to lose CMP. The opponent actually build up, banking a charge move, and then pivot out into Toxicroak. We fire off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade lands for decent resisted damage, and then we send out Marowak. Marowak's going to easily be able to survive the Mud Bomb, get the full Fire Spin farm down. Hopefully we get fairly low, because we don't want to give that Greninja too much energy. Let's see if they insta-throw. Come on, trainer, dump that energy. The opponent waiting out their clock. They send back out Greninja, and it looks like they are going to commit to the farm down. Marowak fires off the Shadow Bone. We don't see a defense drop. The opponent actually don't opt for the full Water Shriek and farm down, which is definitely advantageous for us. Night Slash does secure the knockout. I'm going to hazard a guess. The opponent's either going to try and catch or try and CMP tie us. The opponent goes for CMP. If it's a Hydro Cannon, it might knock out. Shiftry survives on 1 HP and a Dream. What a call. Akchillywilly trusting his IVs before to protect shield with the Leaf Blade. Pivot out into Nidoqueen, saving that Shiftry as a potential sack swap. We're obviously going to start shielding. The opponent full send the Hydro Cannon. Nidoqueen gets the full Poison Jab farm down. And oh, hello, Stinky Binky. This is your worst nightmare. The opponent should be top left in, as the only win con for them would be us having a heart attack. And God bless, Akchillywilly is of course alive and well. GG's and thanks for playing. I think Stinky Binky is actually now tied my least favourite Pokemon along with Bastiodon. Speaking of which, that stupid Wallface now has a shadow version. Am I going to use it? No. Will I shoutcast it? I suppose so. If someone wants to send me some battles, I'll give it some trash talk. Getting back into the commentary, we see yet another 9-volt battery. This time we full send the foul play, forcing a Protect Shield. We shield the X-Scissor in return. We then pause and make a beautiful catch of the X-Scissor onto Marowak, where it does absolutely nothing. The opponent now send out Greninja, which doesn't look fantastic, but at least our Nidoqueen won't have to face it. The opponent throw the charge move as soon as they get it. The opponent throws the Night Slash. I was going to say allowing us to make the Shadow Bone, but it was actually a pretty good play from the opponent as they did get the Water Shriek and farm down. Back out comes Shiftry. Good recognition from Akchillywilly, recognising he's going to lose CMP. He takes the extra. We then throw one further Snarl and the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade will be securing the knockout. If Charger Bug does return, they're going to get outpaced. The opponent opt to send out Golbat. Golbat is going to be met with a foul play. Foul play forces the final Protect Shield, and here comes Nidoqueen. The only thing we've got to do here is be mindful the opponent could make a potential catch. However, they likely might stay in, thinking we've only got Earth Power and Poison Fang. The opponent continue to stay in, and it's going to be high Golbat, bye Golbat, get wrecked. Golbat gets one-shot vanquished, back to their Pokeball, back out comes Charger Bug. We reach the Earth Power, and Earth Power should be enough to vanquish this bug back to its Pokeball. And another beautiful Nidoqueen sweep. GG's and thanks for playing. Akchillywilly, as always, very entertaining battles. It's always a pleasure to shoutcast your really fun content. I think NUKES Nidoqueen, especially the Shadow version, is an absolute menace in this meta. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, links to battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.